How's it going? What's up, Napolitano? Here for the vid. Today we're here on the farm and we wanted to talk to you about different crops that you might want to add with, in tandem with your agave on your agave farm, right? And two types of plants we'll be talking about heavily today are different types of trees and cacti. And for many reasons, I've chosen these two groups to supplement a lot of the issues that I was having with my agave farm, right? So, the first cycle of my agave farm, I spent a lot of money on fertilizer. And, one of the big issues that I solved with the trees was, or partially, was the fertilizer, because trees such as this Palo Verde here is a nitrogen fixating tree, and these trees directly are putting nitrogen into the soil, right? So instead of me coming every season or every growth cycle of the agave and applying nitrogen, these trees actually apply it into the soil as well, right? And then the tree serves the purpose of also, in the summer when it gets extremely hot here, it can even get to 120 Fahrenheit. It'll shade out a lot of the agaves or cacti that might be nearby. And when now, the heat goes away, I'll cut them back, feed that to my goats, and now they're eating, palo verdes, pine trees, mulberries, jelly palms, date palm leaves, and all of that is being, quickly mulched and composted through their, ruminant digestion system. And that, is turned into a lot of the stuff we have here. And it's just goat poop mixed with the stuff they eat, some alfalfa hay sometimes. And we make what I call a composty mulch, which is just mulch and compost and all of that put together. And it goes right back into the agave and the trees, right? Re-fertilizing everything. So my two forms of fertilizer are just they're nitrogen fixating trees, and then all of the animal manures such as chicken, duck, emu. We also have goats and geese, and they are helping us out a lot with the management of the farm as well, right? So I also chose trees because they're going to grow vertically, and cacti because they're two species that my goats loved consuming a lot too, right? So I wanted to grow something that would lower my feed bill on the animal side of the operation, right? And coming back to the agave, I kept dealing with rodent issues where, the gophers were coming and eating lots of my agaves. And I got over that issue by planting lots of cacti that are faster growing than the agave and are more drought tolerant, the majority of them. And that was sufficient enough, me feeding these different cacti that grew quickly to the rodents for them to get off of my agave, right? And now the rodents actually, when they go to a cactus and they bite a few pads, the cactus outgrows that, So the gopher gets its food, and the gopher actually alerts me to an area that's maybe too heavily compacted. That's why it's there. That's its purpose in nature. And I'm able to come in and bring in, tree mulch or animal compost and fertilizers and supplement that soil. So I've made the gopher my researcher, right? Instead of having it destroy all of my agave with the cacti. And the cacti also could, because agave is such a long lasting crop, it can take anywhere sometimes from 5 to 30 years, depending on the species, for it to be mature, to be able to make into energy or fiber or construction products or spirits or, biofuels. Well, it takes a long time. And the cacti, I can make pads and sell forages. I can make silages and sell, that to other farmers. It gives me a crop every single month. And it's also giving me a yearly fruit crop that I can also make into spirits. And if we're agave, farmers trying to make spirits, then the cacti is a great supplemental crop, because you can make yearly spirits out of the fruit, or wines out of the fruit, or even just sell the fruit at farmers markets, or make yourself jams or different products. And then that cactus is supplementing you income while your agave is maturing, right? So these are two different types of plants that have helped out the farm really succeed out in the Mojave Desert, and it's able to sustain a dry farming system.